Hi everyone, my name is David and I'm here on the new Aztec website at aztec.network. I'm on the developers page, which you can find under developers, start here. And I'm going to be walking you through some of the highlights from this page, some of the benefits for you as a builder, and I'll be specifically going through a diagram, which is a really cool aspect of this page, which will be tracking how a transaction works on Aztec. At the very top of this page, there will be the latest news for you as a builder, from hackathons to updates to case studies, things that are really relevant for you as you're building. So this is a great place to come and check for the latest news and to see exactly what's happening and most relevant for you. I'll quickly touch on some of the benefits for you as a builder. If you're just getting to Aztec and you're starting to learn about what Aztec is a fully programmable end-to-end privacy network. That means that you can choose which aspects you want public or private for your users, whether it's accounts or transactions or data or all that good stuff. It's very simple for you to write smart contracts that include both of these aspects. The second thing that I'll touch on is that we have fully programmable end-to-end privacy, and this is enabled by client-side proofs. That means that all the private stuff can really stay on the user's device and be updated on-chain along with executing all the public transactions. Aztec also has native account abstraction, which means that every account is a smart contract. It enables you to do really cool things for users to make the experience better for them as users and easier to use your applications. On the tooling side, there's a local developer environment, the Aztec sandbox, which allows you to test and build locally. And there's a lot of other supportive tools like CLI utilities and IDE tools that just make your overall experience much nicer. The final thing that I'll mention here is that a lot of the early teams that are building right now are making it really easy to plug into their projects, whether that is wallets or block explorers or bridges. The early teams are really here to create a connected ecosystem that you can easily plug into. Let's dive straight into what a transaction looks like on Aztec and what that means for you as a builder. So as a developer, you will be writing a hybrid smart contract. This will have private functions or public functions or just public functions or just private functions, whatever you want to write. It's as simple as saying like, hey, I want this function to be public, or hey, I want this one to be private. And Aztec handles all the complexities of how those weave together and interact for you under the hood. When your contract is deployed, your users are going to be interacting with the app, and all the private functions are going to be executed locally on the user's device. And so they'll connect their wallet. This will load up a private execution environment, which will execute all the private functions. The output of that is going to be a private proof of these transactions and changes that will be sent along with any public transaction requests. So for example, if this is a voting contract where you want users to be able to privately vote, but to show the outcome publicly, only the proof of the user's private vote would be sent on chain, and along with a public transaction request to update the total tally for a given candidate or issue. This hybrid transaction is then going to be picked up by the Aztec network. And this is a decentralized sequencer network. And there are currently over 20,000 nodes connected to testnet. So this is a permissionless, decentralized network that will be picking up all these transactions. For each epoch, there's a validator set that is randomly chosen that will be proposing blocks and validating blocks and executing the public functions and updating all of the state. And so once one of these validators picks up your transaction, they're going to update the private state tree. This is a UTXO model with the changes to the private state. They're going to execute the public functions and update the public state tree. And all of these changes are then going to be bundled up into a proposed block and sent to L1 on Ethereum. This is the pending chain. So it hasn't been proven yet. What needs to happen for this to be proven? Well, these blocks will then be picked up by the decentralized proving network on Aztec. So Aztec has both a decentralized sequencer network as well as a decentralized and permissionless proving network, which means anyone can connect and start creating proofs for the pending chain blocks. Once the proof has been created for a block, it can then be sent on chain. This is a finalized block, and this will live on Ethereum forever, so people can make sure that nothing was tampered with on the network. And that is how a transaction works on the Aztec network. A final thing that I'll point out here on this page is there's a cool research section. This actually points to a research page, which has a bunch of videos and cool things for if you really want to nerd out on how all of this works under the hood, from Plonk to Plookup to Splonk, and all the proving system and magic cryptography that goes into making this work under the hood. There's a really cool page for you to explore there. The best way for you to get started is to jump right into the Aztec sandbox on the docs. This will connect you directly to installing the sandbox and starting to build locally. We also have a lot of different contracts that you can explore to start seeing what it's actually like to build, and starter repos to make getting your projects started much easier. If you need any support while you're building, you can head over to the Aztec Discord or follow us on Twitter, and we're happy to jump in and answer any of your questions. And we are very excited to see what you build, and we're here to support you on your learning journey. So thanks so much for checking out the Aztec developer page with me. We're looking forward to seeing all the cool applications that you ship that include fully programmable end-to-end privacy. And thanks so much.